Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. This week we're going to be talking about Hypernet and how you can profit from Hypernet and how not to lose money. And in this week's giveaway we have 2 Fleet Hurricanes, 2 Rattlesnakes and 600 cores to get you started on the Hypernet yourself, so stay tuned on how to enter for that. So a brief introduction to what Hypernet is. It's a style of raffle that can be found through the finance section. Here we go. You can view all the raffles going on, etc. Refresh for different pages. You can filter for price that you're looking for and number of nodes. Each specific raffle has a number of nodes, so 8, 16, 48 and 512. If we click on this one, for instance, there are 48 tickets, or each ticket sells for 245 million ISK, and there's 2 days and 18 hours until this one completes. If all of the tickets aren't sold, then the item will not be sold, and everybody participating in the raffle or the Hypernet will get their ISK returned. And on to the meat and bones of the video, how to make ISK from Hypernet. Basically, you want to be the person creating the Hypernets, not the person playing on the Hypernet. People playing on the Hypernets over the long run will eventually lose ISK, whereas the creator, assuming you're pricing your items reasonably, will always come out on top. Now there's 2 ways of general rule of setting up a Hypernet. So let's have a look. See, let me pop my ships. I'm going to put a Rattlesnake on. So it's coming out with a general price of 964. Let's have a look. As you can see, I've got a buy order currently up for my next Rattlesnake. I run quite a lot of these. So it's 580 that I'm hoping to buy this for, and we are trying to sell it for 964. I'm going to knock it down by 20 million just to make sure that it's a green node. I want it to show green, so generally hopefully more people bid on it. Now I will be buying 50% of my tickets. Now we'll cover the section of whether it's a scam or not, whether you buy your own tickets or not, but for the time being we're going to work out roughly how much it's going to cost, how much money or ISK we're going to make from this sale, assuming it sells. So comes the trusty calculator. Now we bought the ship for 580 million ISK. Now we need to add the fees, so we are going to drop the price slightly by 20 million just to make sure that it's a green node. We now need to calculate the fees. The fee obviously shown here is 47 million, and then we've got the hypernode price. It's going to take 183 hypernodes, which is roughly 50 million ISK, 50 million bang on, plus 50 million. At the moment, the Hypernet node price that you pay is almost exactly the same as the Hypernet relay fee, just to make it a little easier. So we've got the cost of the item plus the fee. Now on average, obviously I'm going to be buying 50% of the tickets. 50% of the tickets means that on average we will lose 50% of the time. So for instance on this one, assuming we win this current one back, we will lose it on the next raffle. So I will have bought 1 ship and done 2 raffles, so I have to include these fees twice. So I've already done it once, so we need to include them again. So Hypernet equals 774 million ISK. Now I'm selling it for 944, so minus 944 gives us a total of 170. Now obviously with me buying half of the tickets, I only get half the profit, but over the 2 raffles I will make the 944 million back. So after fees and everything is deducted, I will make 170 million ISK, assuming I sell both of these. There's 2 reasons that I buy the 50% of the tickets. A, it's easier to work out mathematically, and B, it's more likely to sell, and I'll cover that a little bit later in the video, the reasons why it's going to sell. So now that we're happy with this, I need to set it up, so just check if everything's correct. Tells you how many there are being sold, so there's currently 31 being sold. The highest buy price is 9.65 billion. I imagine somebody's made a put an extra zero on by accident there, and the minimum price is 750, with the average price 1.51 billion, which seems incredibly high. So we will create that, confirm. There we go. Now view your offer. As I said, I'm going to buy 50% of my tickets, so there we go. So 472 times 2 is the 942 million that we've just discussed. So there we go. That's my one up and running. So if we look through the current ones that I've got running, that's 1 up, 2 up, it's one that's sold, etc. And to the reasoning why I buy 50% of my tickets, by buying 50% of my tickets, obviously that's half of the tickets, which means there's only half left to sell. People generally, and I will say generally here, are more likely to buy tickets on something that's halfway sold. They may just finish it off and buy the last 4 tickets just so they can run the hypernet. When people are gambling, etc., they want instant returns. They don't want to be waiting 3 days to see if they've won on the item that they bid on, which they've more than likely forgot they've bid on unless it's a Titan or something. So it helps to sell your items a lot faster by buying half the tickets. So generally, trying to sell things on the hypernet, you want to be going for faction stuff, Navy Drakes, etc., or super carriers, things of higher value. I don't think many people are going to bid on a magnate. It's just not worth it. So people want to obviously win something, feel like they're likely to win, and are more likely to purchase nodes in something that is a slightly higher value. So if we go through some of the ones that I've done, for instance, obviously Rattlesnake, these two are the ones I'm currently up for sale. Rattlesnake. These couple here didn't sell, so you can just see, obviously, doing a lot of Rattlesnakes at the moment. Rattlesnakes seem to be going quite well, although my general win rate is 23% at the moment. So obviously you need a bit of this behind you, A, to be able to purchase the item, B, to be able to buy your own nodes, and just generally keep on going, because obviously, run of bad luck, you could end up losing 3 or 4 Rattlesnakes in a row and find that you don't have any left to be able to keep putting up new ones, buying new ones, and buying your own tickets back. So it's something to be aware of. So for instance, I've got this Nomad here that I would like to sell doing this. However, I'm a little scared to do so, because again, if I lose a handful of these in a row, it's going to get quite costly, and although I have assets, etc., I'm not willing to chase it down. So let's do a quick look. So a quick thrashing it out. So it cost me 9 billion potentially to buy it off the market from a buy order. It's currently selling for 12.5. I'll need 2 of these. We'll assume this one sells, and the next one this first one I get back, and the second one I don't. So the 9 billion plus the fees. So 625 times 2, as we've discussed, that you need to do it by 2 because you will be doing 2 raffles. So 1.2 billion ISK plus the hypernet node price. Again, we discussed. It's roughly the same as that, so we will do it exactly the same. So another have to rate twice, so 1.2 billion. So 114 billion minus the price of the general sale price. 66 gives me a 1.1 billion ISK profit. So if it does sell, it obviously would be quite nice. If I win it back. But if I lose 1 or 2 of these in a row, obviously the 9 billion is going to add up pretty quickly, and I could find myself struggling. Bearing in mind I also have to buy half the nodes each time as well. So although you're only losing half the ISK when you do lose it, because obviously you get your purchased amount of nodes cash back, you lose a few in a row and it's going to start to hurt. So that's definitely something to keep in mind when purchasing items and doing the hypernet. Obviously don't overextend yourself more than what you can afford to do. So a quick look, I was keeping a spreadsheet with everything on this, however I got bored after a while. It was turning out that it was working out in my favour, so I didn't bother keeping the records. But as you can see, profit, cost, etc., wins, loss, I did 79 of these in total, and as you can see the statistics for losses and wins pretty much works out exactly 50%. I made 2.5 billion ISK and had a total of 79. As you can see, it was all sorts from faction battleships, Rattlesnakes, Falcons, Kikis, Caracal Navy issues, Fleet Hurricane issues, etc. Vengeance, Hawks, Brutix Navy issue, Devvax, more Kikis, Vexen Navy issue, Retribution. So, Onyx Navy issue, Gilas. So as you can see, Falcons seem to do quite well, to be perfectly honest. There's a good profit margin on Falcon. So yeah, as you can see, there's I've done a whole range of ships. So as promised, this week's raffle will be for a chance to do the Hypernet yourself. One lucky person will get 2 Rattlesnakes, 2 Hurricanes, and the required Hypernet nodes, totaling 1.8 billion ISK. All you need to do is subscribe, like and comment. The comment can be pretty much anything, but do include your in-game name, so for if you win, obviously I know who to give the items to. If you don't include your name, I will choose somebody else from the list of subscribers. Yeah, I'm sorry this video ran for quite as long as it did. I could speak for another 20 minutes at least for the Hypernet, but I'm trying to keep this video semi to a minimum, although I have failed. I hope this has been useful. Hope you've got something from it. Again, comments, good, bad, negative, etc. All are appreciated. Again, I'm kind of new to this, so I'm still learning as I go. If there's anything you specifically want me to focus on market related, then by all means leave a comment, and if it's something that I have experience in, then I will go over it. Most things market related, selling, etc., I have experience in.